Baboon Biology Science Department. GES Subject 01, Surgical. Document recorded by Dr. C. Bean.
Hello, my name is Coco Bean, or Dr. Bean, and this is my first official subject analysis report. I recently returned to the company after spending a few months with my family. When I came back, my good friend Dr. Grant Banana filled me in on some new developments. Specifically, a new experimental project we've been working on. Before I knew it, I was hired on the spot to document these experiments, and, well, here we are. To briefly explain, Baboon Biology has introduced a groundbreaking research initiative focused on biological enhancement and genetic study. The project involves, quote, preparing for the future. This initiative is apparently known as the Genetical Enhancement Study. The subject I'll be discussing today is the first successful transformation of this project. Alright, hold on. Here it is. Due to distinct surgical modifications, we've nicknamed this first test Surgical. Beginning the breakdown of our findings, the first dissection focused on the chest cavity. Surprisingly, despite the mutation, all of the internal organs seemed structurally intact. Some slight displacement was noted, but functionally, everything seemed normal. There were no signs of decomposition or severe trauma, which was very unexpected for a body that had undergone such drastic modifications. However, one peculiar discovery was made. The skin and muscle tissue, once cut, refused to adhere back together. The medical team attempted multiple methods of reattachment, including stitches, heat application, and even donor tissue grafts from when this place operated as a hospital. But nothing availed. Hours later, upon returning to the lab, we found that all removed tissue had completely vanished. Next, we moved on to the cranial dissection. The skull was relatively easy to open. Too easy, in fact. The inner tissue separated with little resistance, almost as if it had been altered. The brain itself, however, was in a horrific state. It appeared decayed, as though something had burrowed into it and consumed parts of it from the inside. And then, we found it. Inside the cavity was an unknown black substance. Let me get this straight. It pooled in the spaces where the brain had deteriorated, thick and unidentifiable. We collected samples and sent them up for analysis, but when we reported it to the higher-ups, they seemed disinterested. They claimed to have no knowledge of what it was. I find that hard to believe, but I'm just here to do my job. One more note, however. While inspecting the oral cavity, we found something strange. No visible teeth, not broken, not missing, just never there to begin with. That remains a mystery for now. As of now, the subject remains in stable body lock, and by now has already been escorted to its containment cell. There have been no signs of aggression or activity beyond initial testing, but due to this being the first successful living thing arriving from this project, it is not yet deemed safe for release. This is only the beginning of our research. More subjects are scheduled for testing soon, and while Surgical has provided us with highly valuable insights, I suspect future cases on this study will present even stranger anomalies. Alright, this concludes my report on Test Subject 1. This is Dr. Coco Bean, signing off.